Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Thursday, August 20th, 2015. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Premier of Nevis and Minister of Education, the Honorable Vance Emery, on Tuesday, August 18th, visited the Ivor Walters Primary School to get a first-hand look at the ongoing repairs taking place at part of the school's rehabilitation project for the upcoming school year.
By next week, we expect that we'll see the other schools to make sure that the work is done. And from the situation here, you'll see that a lot of the damaged aspects of the building have been removed. But we are satisfied that we will get the schools ready in time. We have another 2 weeks to the end of the month. And then during that last week of the vacation, we expect that we will have everything in readiness for the children here at this school and at the others. Next week, I will, with Mr. Daniel and hopefully with the PEO, who should be back at work, visit the other schools so that we could just make sure we keep a track of what is happening.
Premier Emery says he is satisfied with the work being carried out by the different contractors and urges parents to encourage their children to respect the school's property.
We are going to ask the heads of the schools, the teachers of the school, that if any child is caught vandalizing, that he or she be disciplined, and we may get to the point where we ask the parents to pay for the cost of restoring that which was vandalized. I think it's important that we begin to indicate to our children that there are consequences when they do something which is improper. And one of the biggest or the most important duties for our children is that we want them to learn to respect themselves, respect their fellows, respect their teachers, their parents, but they must also respect public property and private property. I think that is something which we have to begin or continue to instill in our children.
Premier and Minister of Education, the Honorable Vance Emery. President of the Cane Garden Community Improvement Club, Randy Elliott, says yesterday, Wednesday, August 19th, was a significant day for the community and by extension the island of Nevis. The members of the club, which is less than a year old, yesterday launched its textbook initiative in an effort to assist the community's children. Elliott addressed the official ceremony.
The Cane Garden Improvement Club ventured upon all its members. For those that has an income, some sort of income, we encourage persons to make a monthly contribution of 20 EC dollars, whether you have a child going to school or not. From this, we're here today. Successfully, we have been able to purchase textbooks for every child in Cane Garden who requested textbooks. We do believe that this small gesture is one that can be capitalized by other villages, community around the island of Nevis. And we do believe, as small as we are, we will be able to make an example of what can be done if persons come together.
Some 8 students were presented with textbooks for the upcoming academic year by the club's Vice President, Petronella Hines. According to Elliott, more presentations will be made as the club acquires additional textbooks later this week. Member of the Cane Garden community, Christopher Johnson, thanked the club for arranging such a useful program of youth empowerment and expressed appreciation to other members of the community for their contributions, which made the launch of the program possible.
Nevis will be a better country if everyone is educated in the specific areas required to make our country thrive, and what a better time to start than when the youths are young. I believe that education is the best method used to curb crime, and I am sure if this initiative is adopted by every community in Nevis, we are well on our way in creating an industrious future for Nevis. Children, please carry these textbooks. so that the future generation can benefit from them.
Among the persons congratulating the club for its achievement were constituency representative for St. John's, the Honorable Mark Brantley, Superintendent of Police Hilroy Brandy, Education Officer Michelle Sutton, and Community Development Officer Malva Rollins. Yesterday's ceremony was chaired by Treasurer of the Cane Garden Community Improvement Club, Audit Weeks. Wal J. Williams of the Gingerland Secondary School has been judged the second place winner in the senior division of the 2015 Florida Caribbean Cruise Association's FCCA Foundation 2015 Children's Essay Contest. The theme of the contest was, "How has the cruise industry improved my country?" This year's essay contest attracted entries from 19 nations, and according to the FCCA, it was very difficult to choose the overall winner in each age category, as all the essays exemplified Caribbean excellence. As the second place winner in his age group, Williams will be awarded a cash scholarship of $1,500 with the Gingerland Secondary School receiving an equivalent monetary award. The Ministry of Tourism extends heartiest congratulations to Wal J. Williams, who is also the current Caribbean Junior Minister of Tourism. Winning the senior division was Montel Philip of Dominica. Still to come,
human transformation is the key to be able to transform a nation.
The details after this break.
I always think of her, but then I always think of him too. He should have never forced himself on her. Help us stop the madness. If you know it, tell it. Tell 1-800-8477-TIPS.
Safe sex is the best sex.
No glove, no love.
Protect your pleasure.
Real men wear condoms.
It's your favorite DJ Kevy Kev saying, don't be silly, cover your willy. Oh.
This message was brought to you by the Nevis HIV/AIDS Coordinating Unit in collaboration with NTB/AIDS.
Welcome back. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Nevis, Carl Williams, says he is pleased with the progress of restoration work, which continues on schedule at the New River Estates, one of the island's key tourism attractions. Williams made the disclosure on August the 17th in a press statement. He says since work commenced in June on the $180,000 project funded by the Nevis Island Administration, the roof of the building housing the sugar mill was completed. Dry stone walls have been erected and areas of the site cleared of bush. The project, which is expected to be completed by February 2016, will see the site being rebranded as a live-in plantation museum in which visitors would have the opportunity to see what happened on the estate many years ago. It will be called the New River Plantation Museum. An added feature to the facility will be an interpretation center where visitors would be able to access historical information about the operations at the New River Estate. Under the project, a number of trees which reflect the island's heritage would also be planted in an effort to reflect life on Nevis in the years gone by. Prior to the project, the area was overgrown with bush and was in a relatively bad condition. However, the ministry feels that because of the rich history associated with the estate, developing the site would add to the island's tourism product. In the second phase of the project, a monument in honor of those who worked on the estate, which was used for the cultivation of sugar and cotton, will be erected. Williams notes that there is a list of names of slaves at the Museum of Nevis History that would hopefully be on the monument. That phase is expected to be completed in time for the upcoming cruise and tourist season, which commences in October. Meantime, Williams says the Ministry of Tourism's plan to commission the museum would coincide with its introduction of a month of activities for tourism awareness in February. The local branch of Legacy International, a church organization, yesterday launched a program called SHARP, which has as its theme sharpening and shaping the next generation. The program, which is multifaceted, aims at equipping youth on the island with varying skills to ensure a successful career journey. It is supported in terms of funding by the European Union. Pastor Joseph Morton, one of the leaders of Legacy International Organization or Nevis, gave an overview of the program when it was launched.
We are totally convinced, everybody, that human transformation is the key to be able to transform a nation. And we do so through the propagation of clearly defined moral, ethical, and values-based principles, which we are convinced will create empowered communities. Are you on board with this? Yes. This eventually, we believe, would lead to a strong and developed nation. So what are some of the values that we want to be able to transfer to these youngsters while they're learning the skill of stonewalling or to repair or restore a stone wall, while they're learning the skills of hydroponics, while they're learning the skills of agro-processing, while they're getting better at the reading and becoming more competent in their various educational pursuits? We want them to be men and women of honesty and integrity.
Some of the tangible skills include stonewalling, hydroponics, agro-processing, and reading. Violet Clark, one of the presenters at the ceremony, advised that funding for this program comes from the European Union Safety and Security Program.
Safety and security under this strategy went out looking for people to partner with, and thank goodness, you know, our little project, our little support work here got some funding to be able to do this program, and I think you should give yourselves a clap. We worked many hours to be able to get that done, but more importantly, we didn't go after the money. We went after that right there. Human transformation so that our communities can be transformed.
Also lending support at the launch of SHARP was a permanent secretary with responsibility for education, Wakely Daniel, who was obviously elated at the prospect.
What makes me so pleased is the fact that we have inherited what I call an elite education system from England. Elite in the sense that we mainly consider, academics, all right, at the expense of those persons who are technically minded. And I am indeed happy that we have a partner who is joining us in the quest of trying to change hearts and minds in understanding that the technical subjects are just as important as the academics.
Daniel was pleased that while the program seeks to train young persons in areas such as mechanics, plumbing, engineering, and other technical skills, it also addresses the area of reading and values.
I'm indeed happy that we are also looking at that critical dimension. We have found ourselves looking in what I call trying and trials sometimes in our federation, where delinquency and antisocial behavior has taken over us in some respect, at some levels has increased. And values, of course, will assist greatly in calming those seas. All right? And Pastor, Legacy International, and all of your members here, thank you for the tremendous work, and thank you for thinking about the holistic man, the complete man, not simply the physical, but also the spiritual and the moral side of a person.
The program was expected to begin today, Thursday, and each session would run for a 2-week period. Various facilitators are partnering to ensure the skills are taught effectively. That's it for this evening's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Good night.